Well, while we have a lot of wildlife in the UP, a lot of us don't really get a chance to see some of the more exotic animals that don't really call this their habitat. If you want to see big cats, bears, and other animals without having to travel to the city, Ashley Kirkland has a look at the DeYoung Family Zoo. Ashley?
Good morning, Vicki. Well, it looks like we're on a tour here, and we've made our way to the DeYoung Zoo. Now, this is the largest zoo in the UP until you get to Green Bay. It's been here about 28 years now, and the family has built up an animal kingdom of about 500 different animals from 7 continents, except for Antarctica. So we're going to check out the animals and see what they have to offer. These guys have been getting a little crazy behind me, so we're going to say hello to them before they jump out and get a little angry.
Time to visit. More than 400 animals call it home, and Ashley Kirkland was there and takes a look at the zoo this morning for you.
Good morning, Vicki. It's been an adventure here at the DeYoung Zoo. We've met so many different animals, and right now we're here feeding the hippo. I'm back here with Bud DeYoung, owner and operator of this zoo. Bud, thanks so much for being here. Okay, first of all, what's his name?
This is Wallace. We named him after our town.
And Wallace is doing feeding time. He's interrupting our interview here, but that's okay. What kind of hippo is this?
He's a 5-year-old African gray hippo. They're the largest of the hippopotamuses. They live for 60 years. Right now he weighs 4,000 pounds. Full grown, he's going to go 6,500 pounds.
And he just eats lettuce, no meat?
Romaine lettuce, carrots, apples. He's got a wild herbivore diet that he gets. Eats approximately 200 pounds of food a day.
Who would have thought being a vegetarian you could be that size?
Gaining 20 pounds a day.
See, I'm going to stick to my bacon. All right. So, but talk to us about what got you started with the DeYoung Zoo in 1983. What made you say, I want a zoo?
Well, I started doing animal rehab for the Department of Natural Resources. They would bring orphaned wildlife and that here. And from there, I started doing some exotic animal rehab and rescue and that. And then ended up having to get the federal licensing to exhibit animals, and from there it just continually grew to where we were getting animals from all over the world and that. And then in the last 13 years, my partner, fiance, Carrie Kramer, has been here developing the park with me and that, and she's added a whole new aspect, bringing exotics from all over the world, all over the planet. You know, she had Wallace here, imported from the Jakarta, Indonesia, and that. He was at a zoo 6 months old when we had him brought. She has been instrumental in bringing, you know, the hyenas, animals from all over the planet here to my zoo. So we've been growing rapidly, expanding every year.
Yeah. And you have animals from where? What countries are these animals from?
Oh, jeepers. From Africa, Asia, Australia, obviously the United States, Central, South America. We have animals from pretty much every continent.
Yeah, and do you plan to expand even more? I know you have a lot of animals. You have 500 now. Wallace is hungry. Do you plan to expand or do something different?
Well, we are expanding yearly. I mean, every excuse me, we're always building new habitats. Right now we're working on a new primate habitat up in the front of the zoo. This summer we built quite a few different things. We're enlarging quite a few of our habitats for the primates, and we're just getting ready to build a new zebra habitat. Here we have some zebras that came out of Colorado that we're going to be fencing in over here right next to the hippo. So it's just a work in progress always.
Yeah, and you enjoy doing this work, obviously. Does it ever feel like work to you at all?
January and February. On our brutal winters,
yeah.
Yes. This last winter we went through over 123 full cord of wood, keeping I've got humongous wood stoves to keep the buildings heated. For the hippo has to stay 80 degrees through the winter when he goes inside. Primate buildings, you know, we go through winter is a lot of work.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what special care do some of the animals need in the winter time?
Well, other than the heat, extra food, you know, for our large carnivores, our cats and that, they obviously eat more in the winter time when the weather is colder to maintain body fat, to keep them warm. So everything is multiplied in our UP winters up here, all the work, you know, dealing with the ice and the snow and all that kind of good stuff.
All right. Well, we're going to get Wallace some more food because he's looking at us like, where is our lunch? And I'm going to feed him, actually, I guess, and then we'll be back with more of the animals that they have to offer. Back to you.
It's a great place to experience exotic wildlife you can't find anywhere else. Ashley has a look at what you've been missing out this morning. Ashley?
Morning, Sam. Well, when people come to the DeYoung Zoo, it's really unlike any other zoo in the United States. It's really hands-on, and I'm back here with Bud DeYoung. But now we've gone around, seen the different animals, but you guys interact and do shows. What can people expect when they come here?
Well, we have a routine going throughout the day where we have various animal encounters, various shows. 11 in the morning is when we do the bear feeding and that, you know, where I go around, talk about my black bears, my grizzly bears, hand feed, let the kids throw marshmallows over the fence. At noon is Carrie's Canine Show, where she does a interactive talk about the wolves and various canines at the zoo. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon is our most popular show, is our big cat feeding, where we feed the lions, tigers, and end up by the hyenas. And Carrie does a very informative talk on her favorite critters at the zoo, on our spotted hyenas.
Yeah, and you guys actually wrestle an alligator?
On Saturdays and Sundays is also a very popular show, is our alligator wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, which you're not going to see anywhere else in the Upper Peninsula.
Now, Carrie's with the hyenas right now, and she looks like she's just a part of the family. This is not something you actually see all the time, is it?
You're not going to see this anywhere in the country. She's an authority on the spotted hyenas. I mean, she has parks all around the country that call her on hyena questions and hyena concerns and that. So she has become, in 13 years that she's been here at the park with me, she's been added a whole new aspect to the park, educational plus, you know, an animal husbandry and that. She can tell you, she's very versed, so I'm not even going to bother talking about the hyenas because she's the authority here on the hyenas.
Yeah, and she's going to come out and talk to us about that. Now, Carrie, I was nervous for you to go in there, but you say this is something you do all the time.
Yeah, I've worked with these hyenas since they were very young. We work with zoos all across the world, and these two are actually orphans in Africa. They were brought into a sanctuary, and then we got them here at the zoo, and I've been working with them since they're about 4 months old.
Now, what piqued your interest in animals and being a part of a zoo?
I've had that animal passion my entire life, and I was a teacher prior to becoming involved with the zoo, so once I became a part of the zoo, I was able to add a lot of the educational programming and formatting here at the park. So now I get to teach about animals, my two favorite passions.
Yeah, and this is just one big classroom, so to speak.
Yeah, and it's a great format to really get people to totally disengage from technology for a little while and really get them back involved in nature, walking around the park, learning about animals, engaging them while we kind of do our programs here with hands-on education and getting a chance to get up close and personal with animals.
Well, speaking of technology, I have to say for myself, I've been Snapchatting the whole time because this is so cool. And you say people come to the camels and they say what on Wednesdays?
On Wednesdays, guess what day it is? It's hump day.
So don't say that to Bud when you come in here. Don't say it to the camels. Now, how much does it take to like run a zoo of this size yearly?
Oh, jeepers, it's, I mean, it's pretty much everything that we take in through the year goes to run the park. I mean, you know, where we're in the Upper Peninsula, you know, we basically have winter the most of the year, so we have basically about 3.5, 4 months that we have to have enough tourism to run the park the rest of the year. So we, you know, pray to God every day for good weather, that no rain. July has been great. So far, I've talked to other tourism-related industries around the UP, and everybody's saying July's been really good with weather and that.
All right. Well, this is a great place for the family to visit. Tell people the hours that you're open and different things they need to know.
Right now, we're open 7 days a week through August, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. And then once we get into September and October, then we have limited hours 10 to 4, Wednesday through Sunday. So there's lots of summer left, and it's going to be a long, warm fall, according to my bears. So please come and visit Carrie and I.
All right. Thanks so much, Bud and Carrie. He does the weather according to his bears. Stick around for more of your TV6 Morning News.